What is up, diehards? Wes Monell in the building for AWOL Sports with Paul Durfee, Leo Holmes. All right, man. Paul, do you have a top five? So in this series specifically, I'm not talking all time. I'm not talking how it's been the rest of the postseason or even the regular season.
Yeah.
Just in this series, the 5 games that we've been able to watch, who are your top 5 players in this series?
Oh man, this is a tough question, but I put Steph number one, Wiggins number two. I put them top two because they're winning the series right now, so I gotta just kind of give them the edge in that regard. And then to round out the top five, I had Jalen Brown three, Rob Williams four, and Smart five.
Leo, are you going to throw Jason Tatum in there or what?
I couldn't do it.
How are we not throwing Jason Tatum in there? I mean, I don't have a 1 through 5 because I kind of bundled this with the impressive, and I'm not impressed with most of this. Steph, I could definitely understand giving him number one. No argument in reference to there. Wiggins, Brown, Tatum, and for me, it was Marcus Smart. And I'll be honest with you. I want to throw somebody in my top five that I don't like. If me and this man if me and him ever got on a show, whether it be his or mine, it'd be a fight, but it'd be a good one to watch. And it was Draymond. I get his numbers sucked. And yes, I mean, y'all referenced earlier talking about, he's not an offensive player, so of course he's not giving you that. Let's not knock Draymond for that. This man has more career postseason three-pointers than Dirk. Like, his game can stretch, but he's asked to do certain things, which ain't shooting or scoring or, being a guy that you give the ball to. But he does everything that he's asked for very well. And, I mean, he's their heart. If there's no Draymond, the Warriors are done. This series was over already. So I consider putting him there. But for me, Steph, Wiggins, Tatum, Brown, and Smart, and I don't really have an order. Steph's one. I give you that.
Cool. I mean, I love what Smart's doing, but he didn't make my cut, man. Talk about inconsistency. I mean, I know last game his scoring was still up to par and they still got the L. But overall, I mean, inconsistency on offense has been Marcus Smart. That's not why he's making money. I get it. It's just cool when he contributes on that end and you see the potential and you see the flashes and you kind of like, why can't he do that more and more? Like, I'm rooting for him. I just, kind of like the Wiggins thing, except Wiggins was a top pick and all that. I think Smart has some potential on that side of the ball, more consistency rather than just dropping 12 a game in the regular season and all that. But he didn't make my cut. I got Steph and Wiggs 1 and 2, 3 and 4. I actually have Tatum at 3, JB at 4, Robert Williams at 5. I wanted to put a Golden State player at a third Golden State player in there because they are up in the series. I kind of can't. Kind of can't, man. I thought about Dre because, yeah, man, the intangibles. It's a different Warriors team with Draymond Green on the floor. He's been injured a little bit in the past. We saw how they were. He's a glue guy. That's just the facts. People, I don't care if someone likes him or not. Like, he's a glue guy. He's a dirty work. He's setting the screens, man. Like, you want to play with Draymond Green if you're playing pickup down the street. Like, that's a player you want on your squad.
You said that wrong. He's setting the blocks. Screens require you not to move. Draymond, he's setting the blocks, man. I just want to make sure we correct on there.
Fair enough, dude. I won't argue that. I won't argue that. And out of all the players in this series playing 25 minutes plus a night, the highest plus minus is Robert Williams at 6.2. He's doing his thing, man. Looney's at 9.6, but he's only at about 21 minutes a night. I mean, there's got to be a certain threshold for you to be eligible. So I kind of disqualify him there. But yeah, man, I mean, Chef's obviously at the top. But we all understand, and a lot of people listening understand, Wiggins does have a realistic chance to win Finals MVP. It just is what it is. There's 2 people that can stop that from happening, and that's Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. So So before we move on there, do you guys think the Warriors figured something out in that fourth quarter of game 4 that rolled into their game 5 win? Do you think they figured something out in that fourth quarter that, hey, Boston's done next game?
No, not even close. Because if they figured something out, that third quarter wouldn't have happened. If that third quarter doesn't happen where Boston literally goes, what was it? They missed their first 12 threes and then made the next 7.
Yeah.
And it was something like 9 out of the next 10. If you figured something out, that doesn't happen. If you figured something out, Tatum's not going 4 for 4 to start the game after getting an early foul and having to sit down. I think Golden State, they ran that momentum of pull shot. That is going to be, and I haven't heard it talked about as much as I think it should be, that Jordan Poole shot at the end of the third quarter, giving them the lead back, giving them that momentum going into the fourth. I don't know if you sit Steph as long as, I mean, he's been sitting at the beginning of fourth quarters. But if Tatum and Boston keep that momentum, have the lead going into the fourth, outscoring Golden State by 14 or whatever it was in the third quarter, you're probably putting Steph in a little bit sooner, if not starting him in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, Steve Kerr sticks to his rotation as best as he can. He's pretty disciplined there. I got something for you guys. You tell me over or under 100 points for Boston in game 6. The Warriors, they've held the Celtics under 100 points in all 3 of their victories. Boston, game 6, over or under 100?
Yeah, well, I think Boston's going to win the game, so I'll go over.
Yes, sir.
Can they win this game?
Talk about.
Can they win this game under 100 points?
Yes.
Yeah, depending on how the game goes. You know, there's been enough shooting stretches by both teams where there's poor shooting or just really good defense. So I think it might be just one of those games where it's just kind of a grinded out game. I think they're capable of winning that type of game too. So.
Okay. Draymond says Steph's going to come out pissed, right? 132 playoff games in a row with a 3. The streak is snapped. It's an all-time record. Caught my eye isn't really his record. What caught my eye is that second on that list is Clay at 54. Not even half of what Steph has. Third on that list, Reggie Miller with 44. Like a third of what Steph's done. That's ridiculous, man. And then I know Clay's got to step up, but another thing I saw, Steph and Clay have combined for over 1,000 playoff 3-pointers. That's more than 9 teams in the NBA today. Hornets, T-Wolves, Pelicans, Kings, Wizards, Grizzlies, Knicks, Nets, and Sixers. Yeah, 2 guys, man. That's a crazy run they're on, man.